Alright, hello everyone, this is Team Rocket Draw, also known as 707 Rose Town, with another video. And this time we're gonna draw Hoopa Unbound. So as you guys can see on screen, this is how he ends up looking like. So if you guys want to learn how to draw him, let's get started. I'm also gonna put a reference right now on screen, that way it can help you guys. That way you guys can look at all the details, and at the same time you guys can know what I'm talking about during the drawing, you know. So just keep in mind that he's not gonna end up looking like the reference 100%, but we do get pretty close, you know. And the reason it doesn't look like the reference 100% is because I am trying to make a tutorial, so I am trying to simplify it to a point where it'll be easier for you guys to draw, you know. So yeah. And if you guys are planning to draw it, leave a like, you know, that way I know how many people are attempting to draw a Hoopa. So yeah, don't forget to leave a like and to subscribe for more Pokemon tutorials. So I guess we could get started right now. So as you guys can see, I'm using a small piece of paper because we're just basically gonna do a line going down, and then we're gonna split it like right in the middle, right there. And the reason I fold the paper is because I measured the line, right? And then to get the middle of that line, I fold the paper, and then it'll give me like exactly the middle, you know. So it just makes it a lot easier. And we're gonna do a circle right here, and the reason I'm measuring is because we're trying to get a perfect circle. So the better that you guys make it, the easier it'll be once we start doing the actual drawing, since we are trying to since we are gonna use this as a reference for mostly the whole drawing, you know. So as you guys can see, it's the same length this way as it is going up, you know. So now that we got that, we're gonna do it the same going like into the corners. So it's like the same length, you know. There's gonna be 4 lines, you know. And this is just so it could give us like a perfect circle. You guys can use a ruler, you guys can use whatever. I like using a piece of paper because it just makes it easier, you know. It's not that hard, it's just easier in my opinion. So yeah, so now that we got that, we could just connect the dots, you know. And it'll give us like the circle shape. It's not perfect, you know, but it's better than actually trying to do it, you know, without measuring or anything like that. You guys are gonna have a hard time trying to make it close to perfect. There we go. So we are gonna start by doing shapes at the beginning. I could have made them a lot easier, because out of 10, I'd see right here, I'm just trying to split the middle in the middle, if that makes sense. Because we are gonna do a split the middle in the middle. I don't know how to explain that, but yeah. So right there, I just measured the length of the top to the middle, and then once again I folded the paper just to get exactly the middle, and then I'm just doing it right there, and then I'll just do a line going across the paper, you know. So there is gonna be 4 segments, or not segments, 4 rows. I mean, I'm sorry, where did I get 6 from? Sorry about that. So as you guys can see, it makes these rows, and the reason I'm doing this is just so it can make it a little bit easier, you know, once we start placing everything. And like I said, out of 10, probably I'll give him a 8 on how hard he is. So 10 being like really hard, you know, like a good challenge, and then like 5 being not like normal, you know, he's not that hard, he's not that easy, and then 1 being like really easy, you know. I'd probably give him an 8. So it's a challenge, you know, so heads up, you know. So we're gonna do another circle right here, and as you guys can see, it almost touches that line, that first segment or row. And this circle is gonna be the head, you know. And this is the only 2 circles, or the 2 shapes that we're gonna do. The rest is gonna be up to you guys. For example, the legs and the hands, you know, that's gonna be up to you guys, because if I make it more easier, because I could have made it a lot more easier, but if I make it really easy for you guys to draw, you guys are not gonna learn anything from it, you know. So I'd rather have you guys learn something, you know, like actually try to draw it. So that's what I do. And right here I was just measuring it, like it's not exact, but I noticed that it's a little bit bigger than one of those segments or one of those rows, like a column. So now that we have that, we're gonna do the circle that he has on the stomach. It's not a circle, it's an oval shape. But just I recommend that you guys pause the video, that way you guys could get a better idea, you know, and know where to place it. So as you guys can see, it touches that bottom line, the bottom row, and then just try to make an oval shape, and once again try to make it as perfect as you can. That way, that's why I put the reference on screen, that way you guys could get a better idea of how it's supposed to look like, you know. And one of the things I really regret on doing this drawing is that I made it really small. If you guys look at how big it is compared to the pencil to my fingers, it's really small, and it was just, and when it's that small, it's hard to add any details, you know. So I had a hard time, like on the face, like on the eyes, the teeth. It just made it really hard to do them. So I recommend that you guys do it a fairly good size, you know. So now for the circle right here, the oval, we're just gonna do a parallel line, which is basically a smaller oval in the inside, as you guys can see right here. And remember not to press too hard on your pencil or on your paper, because there is going to be a lot of erasing, since we're going to start off by doing just a rough sketch, you know. So now for the body, we're going to start the body, like the actual body. So if you guys look at the reference, it almost connects to that circle, but not quite. And then right here in the corner over there, we're going to start by doing the beard. So right here in the middle of the circle, or the oval shape, we're just gonna do a little line for like the chest, you know, and it doesn't touch that line from the first row, but this one does. So just curve this one a little bit, and this is the beard. And then the other side, it starts around here, as you guys can see how far it is from the first circle that we did, the big one. And then just connect them, but just remember to curve it a little bit, that way you guys get the right shape. And once again, look at the reference just to get a better idea. But basically that's the beard. And this is part 1. I'm gonna do 2 parts, so make sure that you guys go check part 2 once you guys finish part 1. I'll leave a link in the end of the video. Once you guys finish the video, there'll be a link that you guys could just press, or you guys could just go to the description, you know. So yeah, so now for the body, we're gonna do the like the chest, the top of the chest. And it does come out like almost at the corner of the beard, like at the point of the beard, and it just connects to this line right here. And then this one is just for the belt, where the belt is. So as you guys can see, it doesn't touch the outer line of the first circle that we did. And we're just gonna use that circle just to make like the ring, like the gold ring that is on the waist, which I guess is like a belt. So remember to round it off a little bit, you know. So right here, I just roughly do like a right there, the same gap, you know, just to do the other side of the chest. I was just pointing out that it should start at the same level as the other one on the other side. And then right here, I just do the chest, the top of the chest. And you guys are gonna see me going from spot to spot, doing small lines. And the reason for that is because he has so many spots where that you could start off. So I sometimes I can't decide where to start. So you guys are gonna see me doing like small lines here and there. So for example, there was the top, and then around here, this is gonna be the I guess, what are those, where the shoulders. So this one starts around there, and it connects to the belt down here. So we'll just use the shape of the circle to get that one, and then this one starts off connected to the other one. And once again, we're gonna use the circle just to know how far to make it, you know. Sorry about that. So around this level, lined up with the circle on the chest, this is roughly where this one should start or end. It's a little bit higher. It's not the same level. There we go. And once again, look at the reference just to get a better idea of how it's supposed to look like. And then the top one. And he doesn't end up looking like the reference 100%. There's a lot of things that don't add up. Like for example, the legs, they don't add up. The arms, they don't add up. And it doesn't really matter unless you guys really want it perfect. Go ahead, the reference right there. But you guys could always make any changes just so it could work for you. You guys will see how the changes that I made just so it could look right on my drawing, but like I said, it doesn't have to be the same as the reference 100%. So right there, we're just gonna do like right in the middle of the oval shape, we're gonna do this triangle shape that he has, and then it has like another line that connects to the belt. There we go. Now we could erase the middle. We don't need that reference line in the middle, and that's why we did those lines in the circle at the beginning, just so you guys could get a better idea where to put all these lines. Alright, so around there, this is where the top of the beard is, so you guys can see. And just try to make it parallel to the bottom of the beard in a way, because it's almost like a rectangle, but then like the tip of the beard is just pointed out, and then this is gonna be the nose, so we're gonna use the line from the first circle that we did. So then right here, the eye, that line should end around the middle of the circle, first circle that we did. If you guys extend that line, it should roughly end around there. So now for, what is this? Yeah, I guess it's the nose. Yes, a really pointy nose. And this is where I have a hard time doing the details, because like I said, I do them really small. So, and then the thickness of the pencil, it makes it really hard, because you're trying to make the lines really thin. That way you guys could add all the details. But if it's too small, it's too thick, so it just doesn't add up right. Alright, so now that we got the nose, we're just gonna we're gonna do the, I guess, like another eye that he has in the forehead. So it's around there, and it's pretty small compared to the head, so I think a little bit smaller than the actual eye. So now that we got that, we're gonna start by doing the tooth that's sticking out, and it should roughly be at the same level as the nose right there, like the top of the nose. So just do this like a really long triangle shape, and as you guys can see, I'm having a hard time doing it because like I said, it's really small, so it's really hard to add any small details. So now for the eye, just do the eye like this. So I'm just pointing out that, as you guys can see, the side of the eye, the left side of the eye, should be like aligned with that middle line going down the first circle that we did for the body. It's just a small thing that you guys might want to compare it to, just so you guys can make sure that you guys are placing in the right spot. So for him, just erasing those reference lines, that way it won't be that confusing. And I believe right here I start the horn, so this horn starts right at the top of that nose, and we're just gonna do a line going across the paper at the top of the head, and that's just gonna help us because the horn doesn't go further than that. And then we're gonna do a line going on the side of the circle, and that's just gonna help us to know how far to make it. So by doing those lines, it gives us like a rough length of the horn, where it's supposed to go. And then the horn starts off around there on the beard, and then just curve it a little bit. So as you guys can see, it doesn't go higher than the head, the top of the head, and it doesn't go It goes a little bit further than the actual body, but not by that much, you know. So right there in the middle, he has like a ring. He has a lot of rings, dude. And once again, as you guys can see right there, it's really big, you know, and that's because I'm doing I did it too small, so any little details are gonna end up looking really big. So just point it out. So now that we got that, I guess we can start by doing the other horn. So just space it out, and then it starts around here. And it's almost at the same level as the tooth, as you guys can see. So right here I'm doing the first ring, and then the second ring, it should be a little bit smaller than the first one that we did. And right here I'm just curving it in the middle just to try to get the like the shape of the horn, since the bottom is like circular. And now we have that, we can start doing the horn. So we're just gonna do a line going on the side of that circle that we did. And as you guys can see right here, it's crooked. So I do change that in a little bit. It's way off. And this one does go pretty high, you know, higher than the other one. So this is where I changed it. There we go. And I think I actually make it smaller. I should have made it a little bit longer, but it looks right. And then just make sure that both horns add up, like they look like, you know, like a horn is going through the whole head, you know. That way it won't look weird, because if you place them in like different sections or on different angles on the head, it's not gonna look right. It's gonna look weird. So just make sure that it looks right, you know, the horns kind of add up. And then once again, the details on the horn, like the ring, and then the bottom, those triangle shapes that he has. It's really weird. Now for the hair, we're gonna use that same line that we did going on the side of that circle, just to know how far to make some of the hair, you know. And then right here, I believe I started doing the rings that he has on the hair. So they connect to the rings that he has on the horn. And then just try to make all these rings the same thickness, and just try to be accurate with all those rings, because if you guys make them bigger than the other ones, it's not gonna add up. It's gonna look a little bit weird. So the hair starts a little bit to the right of those rings, and then right here, this spike right here in the hair should be aligned with the horn, you know. They should be roughly in the same level. And then you guys could just look at the reference just to get a better idea. So now that we're gonna start right here in the horn, as you guys can see, one of the hairs is really close to the tip of the horn. So we're gonna start there and then just connect both sides, and it'll give us a rough shape of the hair. And once again, it doesn't have to be 100% like the reference, but just try to stick to it, you know. Try to get as close as you can. And I could have made the I'm sorry if I talked really loud right there. I could have made the hair a lot more better, and also the hands and the feet, but I decided just to go with the first time that I drew it, because usually when I draw something, sometimes it doesn't add up right, so then I have to go back and I change it. But for the hair, I decided just to leave it like that, you know. It wasn't that bad, so I decided to keep it. And then right here, I believe I tried to do the teeth like the grain. But once again, it's really hard because the drawing is really small, so I really can't put it right there. So I erase it just to clean it up a little bit. Maybe, that way I could maybe add the teeth right there. So I just erase and redraw it just to clean it up, and that way I can see what's going on. And I just managed to add it right there, but it's not that noticeable, you know. So that's why I said it it's better if you guys make it a little bit bigger. So now for the hair that he has on top of the head, once again use the reference just to get a better idea. So I know this one is pretty close to the tip of the tooth right there that's sticking out. There we go. So we're pretty much done with the head. I don't think, yeah, we're pretty much done. The only thing we need now is just the rest of the body and then the hands and the legs. And it's almost gonna be the end of part 2, so make sure you guys check part 2. I'll leave a link in the end of the description. Alright, so right here I'm gonna add one of those shoulders. I'm gonna call it a shoulder, since he does have 6 arms, you know, so that's where they connect. So as you guys can see, it doesn't go that far away from the actual circle. And right here I'm just doing this like oval shape right there, and that's gonna be like the hole that he has on the shoulders. So just look at where it is, and then this one's around here, and just see where it is, you know, on compared to the circle that we did at the beginning, you know, the big one for the body. And just try to make all of them the same size, or at least roughly the same size. So as you guys see, this one comes out a little bit from the oval shape. So now from there we can start adding the rest, you know. So this one comes out to around there, and it connects right here, or it almost connects to the oval shape that he has on the chest. So then it goes a little bit further than that circle that we did. Because this is the middle one, so the middle one you can see the outline completely, and then the other ones are a little bit, and some parts are behind this one. So that's why we started off with this one, you know. And I think I made it a little bit too chubby. Maybe I should have made it a little bit thinner. But it still looks alright, you know, so it doesn't really matter. It's just small details. And now for the other one. So this one does go up to the middle line of the circle that we did for the body, and then this one goes over that circle that we did earlier, the hole that he has on the shoulder. And then I erased those reference lines in the middle, that way you guys get a better idea of how it looks, you know. So there's a lot of things that I could have changed, but I decided just to keep it. It doesn't look that bad, you know, and so that's why I didn't make that many changes. Because this is not how I draw. Right here I'm trying to make the tutorial, but normally I don't draw like this. Normally I just go line by line. I don't do shapes at the beginning unless it's something that it's like really really noticeable, you know. The shapes on some Pokemon are really noticeable. Alright, so now for this one, it goes a little bit further to the right of that middle line, going down the circle for the body. So then it connects to around there. And it's almost the end of part 1. On part 2 we're gonna do the arms and the legs, and then just finish it off by doing any small details. So right here I'm just erasing those lines from the first circle that we did, just to clean it up. Alright, so I don't think I do that much right now, so don't forget to leave a like, guys. It'll really help me out, and that way I know how many people are trying to attempt to draw them. So if you guys are trying to draw them, please leave a like, you know, and I'll leave a link right here as you guys can see on screen for part 2. Alright, see you guys.